Hello and welcome to another episode of Adopt a Pet Today, sponsored by the Pet Care Foundation. And today we are at the North Central Animal Shelter, one of the 6 LA City shelters. This one is on Lacey Street, just literally in the shadow of the 110 freeway off Figueroa Street. Now, if that's not convenient for you, like I said, there are 6 locations. You can find out the other 5 at laanimalservices.com. That's laanimalservices.com. Now, we're going to give you a lot of information about the dogs and the cats that you're going to see today. So you may want to get a pen and paper so you can jot down their A numbers so that if you do want to adopt, it makes it a lot easier to have that information. Also, we have Raina Barker, our resident dog trainer, and Jill Daiche from Out of the Cage. So let's go, and Sally and the girls are going to show you some great dogs.
Okay, we have Tom and Jill with Bark Wahlberg, about an 8-year-old, maybe Shepherdie mix. His A number 205-8366. Jill and Tom, tell us about Bark.
Hi, you guys. So we're at North Central and we're with super volunteer Tom Quiche. You guys all know him. And we saw Tom this morning and he already had Bark Wahlberg out. Bark Wahlberg is 8 years old, around there. He is a Shepsky. I hate that word coming out of my mouth. And as you can tell, he's got some medical. Ironically, he was taken to the shelter found as a stray with medicine on top of his ears. It looks like serious fly strikes. So clearly he has been outside. We don't know the level of care he's gotten. He's also got some arthritic issues, but Tom spent time with him. And Tom, this is the first time he's been out of his kennel since?
He's been here 16 days and this is the first time out.
First time out of his kennel in 16 days. And you've had him out for a little while. What are your observations?
So he seems to do well with another dog on the other side of a fence. This is him wanting to go meet that dog. Seems to like affection. He's a little nervous at first. And then you just have to go slow with him because of the arthritis. But other than that, he doesn't know he's got arthritis.
Yeah, yeah. So he could be an active dog, probably no little kids, and he can be shy. So, obviously a experienced husky or shepherd or both adopter would be fantastic. He is available for general adoption, right? He's not rescue only. So thanks to Pet Care Foundation, we're getting him a little attention. Now let's get him out of the cage. Jill and Tom here with the Pet Care Foundation.
We're at North Central. That's where Bark Wahlberg is. Let me give you his A number again because the shelters operate on A numbers, not on names. A 205-8366. Come down and take a look at Bark. All animals are microchipped, sterilized, and vaccinated before they go home. If it's not Bark for you, it will be somebody else. Come take a look. Raina is here with us now, and she's got Gus. Gus is about a year old. He's a very happy boy. His A number, again, remember you need this, 205-5785. Raina, what do you think about Gus?
He's lovely, he's active, he's young, he's busy, he's going to need training. This is a dog that's going to want to pull and drag you places, right? So leash handling is crucial to learn with him, but he's just a youngster with no training, and he's been in the shelter, so he's stressed and anxious. And this is what we get when we first get him out, is a lot of, I gotta run and I gotta jump and I gotta do things. Good boy.
And then I have to lay down.
Right. So with me, my leash handling is crucial to help calm them down. Okay, I wasn't letting him drag me around. I wasn't letting him take control, so to speak. It's like I was in control, but in a good way. So I calmed him down, and now he's lying here nicely.
And you loose leash.
Loose leash. If there's any tension on the leash, it's of his making, not mine. I'm not trying to steer the dog and jerk the dog around, okay? So that, it just takes coaching and training and a little bit of skill development for the clients to learn how to do that. But you're going to get a better dog the less you try to steer and control or let him drag you, Hey. But he's beautiful. I mean, he's such a cutie pie, So I keep my arms next to my body. I'm not like this or out like this. I keep it because I can brace,
Right.
And he knows Okay, I can, and you can let the line out or you can let the line be short. It doesn't matter, but it's not a tight line either. What a good boy.
So,
Excellent.
if you're looking for a dog you want to work with,
Yeah.
that will become your dog. Gus may be the perfect dog for you.
Absolutely. But all of them are going to come, any dog from the shelter is going to come with a varied amount of baggage, let's say. Some adapt more quickly than others. Some need more time and patience, but they
Right.
all need that. They all need that time and that patience to let them acclimate and get used to you. And some are going to need different levels of training. So he's a good boy. He's a lovely boy.
He
Aren't
is. He's
you?
very handsome.
Very handsome.
A number 205-5785. I like his name, Gus. Gus says, Raina, I can jump, but maybe not on you because that's not polite.
Yeah.
North Central, vaccinated, microchipped, and will be sterilized before he goes home. Come see Gus. Raina and Jill here with Kobe. Kobe is about 8 years old. He's been here for a little while, and he says, you know what, I am so ready to go home. His A number, 183-3362. He's handsome, you guys.
And he's a good dog. Kobe's shelter notes are almost impeccable. One of his notes actually says he was a well-behaved, affectionate boy as usual. Kobe has a few lumps and bumps. He's around 8 years old, so he's a senior, semi-senior, but he is so affectionate, and his notes are just so touching. Somebody else called him a cuddler. So obviously we want to get this boy out of the shelter. He's been here since May. We're at North Central. I don't need to say any more about that. Raina, what do you think about his energy?
It's moderate. I mean, he's still, for 8 years old, still very active, but he's not over the top, as you saw with the youngster we had before, Gus. So, but he's a good boy. Been here too long. Needs to find that home who's going to give him his forever home now that he's 8 years old, and he's really doing good considering how long he's been here.
And he has no stranger danger. That's another thing. They tested him just with new people, and he does great. So not a shy dog.
He doesn't know
Yeah,
us.
he doesn't know us.
understand.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Looking for your low rider? Well, then I think Kobe is it. Kobe, are you the low rider? Yes, you are, aren't you? A number 183-3362. Oh man, I love you, Raina. I love you, and I
He's
just
earning the cookies. He's sitting for him, and he's
I
eating
just
his-
met you. I'm in love. Okay, come see Kobe at North Central. Okay, we have Foster and Jody, two females who happen to be kenneled together. They like each other. One of them is 5 years old. Foster, the slightly shorter one, is 5 years old. Jody is 3 years old. They're both sterilized. They're both ready to go home. Let me give you some A numbers. 202-8124 and 202-8123. That's for Foster. The 24 is for Jody. They've been here for a while, 3 and 5 years old. They kind of look like mom and daughter. What do you ladies say?
So the sad part about these two dogs is that their owner was hospitalized, and the city took them on his behalf while he was in the hospital, or she, I don't know for sure. And then when they were discharged from the hospital, they did not come to reclaim them. So they came in together, they are kenneled together, and they need homes either separately or together.
Raina?
Well, they're lovely. You can tell one has a little more energy than the other. That is siblings or family members or bonded pairs typically are kind of polar opposites. You see that a lot. And that doesn't mean they can't cohabitate together, but it is a lot more challenging, and I am an advocate of really not adopting together when you have a bonded pair, because it is kind of challenging, but they do comfort each other. So if you're up for the work involved with two bonded pairs, fine, do that, but learn about it a little bit, what it requires, because the codependency can be kind of crippling for you because you can't separate them at all unless you do work for that. You have to work on that. You have to have them learn to be independent from each other, because that's healthier than being so codependent. But They're good. They love each other, but you can do them separately as well. And that's just my take as a trainer and working with behavior. But they're lovely dogs. One is shy. The shorter one is a little shyer, a little more timid than the bigger girl. And again, is the shorter one, who's she, Jill? Is that,
That's Foster.
That's Foster.
Yeah.
Okay. And
she's a girl.
yeah, they're both
Yeah.
girls. Yeah. And they're wonderful. What is your take on it?
Yeah.
You rescue and you pull bonded pairs.
Yeah, no, and I'm not sure how bonded they are, but I'm happy that they're kenneled together because that actually leaves an open kennel for another dog.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic that they kennel well together. The shelter is saying that they can be adopted separately. So you know what, I would say that Jody is probably going to be deemed a little bit more adoptable than Foster just based on the ages and the demeanors. Foster's a little shyer. She's slower to make eye contact. So I'm on Team Foster first. But you can see she takes treats gently. So, I mean, this is a nice pair, you guys.
It is a nice pair. They're lovely. And you just have to understand each personality. They're different. And your expectations go slow with Foster, and the other girl is, Jody is a little more outgoing. You have to have that understanding, so.
Foster and Jody, two females who are living together at North Central, but could go home separately. If you want a calmer dog, maybe a little more timid, then you might want to look at Foster. Jody might do some jogging with you. She's younger, 3 years old. A numbers, 202-8124 and 202-8123. Come down to North Central and see all the animals they have. We've got Boomer. He's a year old. He's looking at Tom because Tom's his favorite guy. A number 204-6308. Boomer is also only a year old, maybe a little bit calmer than Gus, just a different personality. A year old. A number 204-6308. Raina.
He's what I call a really soft dog. Meaning his temperament is just very engaging. He likes people. He wants to engage with you, and he's young. He's a darling. He is absolutely darling. And a lot of the other dogs we show him were engaging as well. They just have a lot more.
Hi,
their
my buddy.
focus is
Hi,
off,
my buddy.
But he's all about the people. And being so young. Turn around. Come here, you. Come here, you. Good. Can you see it? Good job. So, darling. So tell us about him, Jill.
So you guys, calling all rescues, Boomer has been diagnosed here at the shelter. It may not be definitive, but a nerve palsy in his right front leg. Okay, so that's a medical condition. He needs to see an outside vet, and he has medical sponsorship. So rescues, he won't cost any money to get him out to see a vet and to get that leg treated, whether it's rehabilitatable or whether it needs to come off. Let's get him a definitive diagnosis by an outside vet. He is not rescue only, but he does have medical sponsorship for a rescue who's willing to take him on. He's a 1-year-old puppy, you guys. Rescues, come on.
And honestly, if he does have to have an amputation, that's a possibility. He right now doesn't even care. He's, running around and he plays despite the the handicap. And tripods are amazing. They hike, they run, they play, they adapt. Far better than us humans, I think. So look at him. Yeah, it's a good
Boomer
boy.
is
Yay.
playing with Tom, or Tom is playing with Boomer, and he's loving it. He's got such focus.
Come get this youngster.
Such a good boy. A 204-6308. Boomer, I love you.